Hey guys, we are back. We're live. We're trying this again. It was a little bit blurry earlier. Zep's going to pull it up on the iPad, make sure we have hopefully better connection.
We will see.
We are excited because we are super close to 100,000 subs. Woo woo!
It's going to be awesome. We're going to do a giveaway.
We're going to do a giveaway as soon as we hit 100,000 subs. We have a new style of video that we're going to be doing once a week, so we're going to be ordering a brand new vlogging camera. So if you want to help us get to 100,000 subs, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and share this video. We're going to be doing a live thrift haul tonight, but it's not just a thrift haul. It's
a vintage market / all the things Jamie found on Facebook while I wasn't home this morning.
Thrift haul, Facebook Marketplace. We went to the Market Beautiful, which is a vintage market. So we have all kinds of fun stuff, and we found some good stuff.
Well, I hope it's better. It's still a little blurry on my end watching it on the iPad here, but it looks clear where it's recording, so hopefully we're good. We're gonna just power through. All right, let's get started. Since we're a little late, let's start showing you some stuff.
Are we going to show them the big furniture so you can move it out of the way?
Yeah, I'm gonna show big furniture. Okay. That way we can move the camera closer.
Okay.
So Jamie's gonna tell you about it because these are her finds.
Zeb went with the youth to the temple this morning for church, and while he was doing that, I was picking. So he came home to find this awesome dresser. It was $35. I did not expect it to be as big as it is. It's actually in fairly decent shape, except for some gouges that are going to need Bondo.
It's got some fun gouges here. I'll Bondo those up and some holes. This is original. Jamie hasn't decided if she loves it or not. And the cup pulls will probably go. They just don't fit the style of the piece. Like, look how cool this leg is. And it's got a chip out of it, but that's okay. We're not gonna sand this one down. We're done with that life.
Well, that has paint all over it. So I might consider staining the top, but I don't even know.
It's got some raised bubbles and things. The veneer's not in good shape. I think it's a good candidate for painting all around.
We'll just sand it so that way, because I don't know what it's painted with. We'll give it a good sanding and then we'll paint it.
So you can see it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. You've got some yellowing here and some bleed through we're probably going to have to deal with, but should be a fairly straightforward flip on that one. And
yeah,
then
$35 is a deal because that is a $295. Well, between $200 and $300, depends on how much work I put into it all day long. So that's a good profit. And then this desk is it sawn oak? Is that what it's called? Quarter sawn?
Yeah.
And it was $20, people. 20. I think the desk, what's all that? Why is that just dust stuff?
It's gray in there, like it's a gray finish, like the finish is worn off or been stained by ink or something.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna try to clean this really good and possibly just use a wax on it to bring it back to life. If we can't do that, then it's gonna get painted. But this desk was $20. It's antique. What does the dovetailing look like? I haven't even looked at it.
So it doesn't have dovetail drawers. It's got like a French style.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's not as old as I think.
No, they've been doing it a long time.
Okay.
They just inset it here.
But it's solid wood, and for $20.
Let me show you guys the side. The legs are kind of cool down here. I don't know if you can see it. Stuff on the floor. But it's solid all the way up the side, but it's got some fun detail on it. And then tell them about the bird cage. Talk
well,
loud.
The detail matches the detail on the top.
Yeah.
So that's fun. So Zeb bought this bird cage today.
It's debatable whether I bought this or Jamie bought it.
You bought the bird cage because I didn't have a debit card, so.
I did do the paying for the bird cage, but only because I thought you wanted it.
Okay, so this is what happened with the bird cage, okay? We went into a booth at the market that we went to today, and I was looking at it, I'm like, Zeb, look, this is cool. And she's like, I'll sell it to you for cheap. $50. She had it for $150, and she's like, I just don't want to take it home. And I was like, Zeb, do you think that this would fit in the Suburban? Can we take it to Arizona? And Zeb's like, sure, we can put some succulents in it. So I thought he wanted it. I thought for sure if he didn't want it, he would be like, no, it won't fit. I don't want it. I was waiting for him to say that. But he thought that I really wanted it, and I thought that he really wanted it. So he wound up buying it, and so we got in the car, and then we could never decide who actually wanted it, which is really neither one of us. It's not that the bird cage isn't cool for $50.
We don't currently have a place to put it.
I don't know if it's going to Arizona, and if it stays here, like, am I gonna plant it and put it in the shop? I don't know. But anyways, that's the giant bird cage. Be careful when you walk into somebody's booth and you look at something, because they might just give it to you for 66% off, because that's what happened.
They might give you a deal. You're just like,
when you tell me that it's 150, you're gonna mark it down to 50. I didn't even have to haggle. I can't. Maybe it's I've been watching too much flea market flip. You know when they get desperate at the end and they start just throwing out crazy prices. Maybe that's what it was. You know what else, guys? Do you see this drop cloth? Totally an upgrade. Brand new drop cloth, never been painted on. It's got the poly back on it so that nothing seeps through. So I'm feeling pretty fancy with this. But anyways, yeah, be careful. You might actually buy something that you don't really plan on. Everything else that we have here, except for the seltzer bottles and these cute little sheep, everything else was thrifted. The sheep are for business cards, right?
So they were $14. They're cast iron. No, they're 14.
Okay.
They're cast iron. They're really heavy, and I think they were originally supposed to be like a coin bank, but the slot's really big, and there's no way to empty it out. So you got to sit there and shake, shake, shake. Do you have business cards that we could show them?
I don't. But we're gonna put business cards in there.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
looking to see if she can find.
We're gonna put one in Molly's and down in Arizona. They only had 2, so.
I would have bought 3 and put
Fallbrook,
one in
you're out of luck.
Fallbrook store at Maris, but they only had 2. So one's gonna go down to Plant Bar, one's gonna be here, and I'm gonna put my business cards.
They're actually Rams. They're Rams.
They're Rams, yeah. And Zeb actually is part of the reason we bought that. He's like they're
them.
cast iron. So
I like them. They're cool.
We paid a lot of money. That's what happens when you go to a market. $14. If I thrifted those, they'd be like $1. But sometimes you just buy stuff because you like it.
Thank you, Sally, for sharing that. Every little bit helps. We appreciate it.
Okay, so look what I found. Those of you that have followed us for a while know that I'm obsessed with seltzer bottles, and I really wanted some not clear ones because I only have clear ones. And I found these at the market. Oh, this one says 27. I thought they were all 24. No.
The one that you got was 25 in another booth. The 3 were 27 apiece.
I thought they were 24.
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
That's 27 is dripping. All right, well anyways.
Yeah, I pulled the trigger and it had some oomph left in it, so now it's dripping.
All right, so I have 4 of these. 3 were 27 and 1 was 25. And they're worth every penny. So now what I have to do, when stuff comes in, stuff has to go out. So these are gonna go where my other 4 seltzer bottles are, and those will all go in the shop and be sold, and they won't be $20 because I feel like they're worth more. I seriously, I got such a good deal on these. I felt like the pricing was good, and they're hard to find. So I'm really excited about my seltzer bottles. All right, Deb, you wanna show what you?
Oh, so this is the first thing I bought today. I'll bring it up close. It's a number 5 hand plane from Ohio Tool Company, and definitely vintage, definitely old, might even be on the antique. I don't know. I couldn't find a date on this one anywhere or a serial number yet. I haven't torn it all apart, but I'm going to be probably going through this, restoring it. It's got a cracked handle up here. I'm gonna make a new one on the lathe. And then also this handle here, back here is broken. So I'm gonna go through it and give it a new life. It was a little more than I would normally pay for something in this kind of condition, but it's big, long plane. Normally they're about this long here. And the longer the plane, the easier it is to get a nice flat surface because it's got more surface area to glide. So I'm excited.
And we bought it from my friend Vicky, and we like supporting them. The fun thing about going to these markets is that we used to do markets all the time, and many of the vendors used to sell at the market that I put on. So we're really good friends with them, and we don't see them as much anymore. So one of my favorite vendors, her name is Vicky, and I followed her husband, her and her husband Mark for a while. He actually has cancer, and he's been doing treatment, so it's really good to see her. And she threw in, even though I told her we would buy it, what is this, a pestle?
Yeah.
It was at $3, and she gave it to us for free because we bought the lathe. So
the plane.
The plane.
The plane.
The lathe, the plane. I don't know, whatever it is.
Oh, Chris Garrett, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate that. That's awesome. All right, so let's talk about, while we're looking over at these next thrift store hauls, we've got our membership group that's doing really good. We're going to be having a new printable, a new chapter coming up here
Before the
for the
5th.
channel membership. Before the 5th, we'll have them up. I think Zeb was talking about doing chicks to try to redeem himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna paint the picture of the chicken with the like 10 or 12 chicks that she had while we were eating lunch. They're running around on Kauai. I'm gonna do that. So
that's gonna be our printable. And then we'll be writing our chapter, and yeah, so that'll be up before the 5th. If you're a channel member, look out for that. If you're not a channel member, you might want to consider joining. We just did last month's edited video for channel members only, was all about Facebook. So that was really fun.
So Catherine Miles said, I have a roll top desk, and she's wondering, does she know if it should be painted or not? We've painted roll top desks.
Only spray though. You don't want to brush them. That's a pain in the bum because it gets all in the track.
You can still brush them.
You can brush them if you're patient. I'm not patient.
So what I do when we brush them is I usually run it up and down a couple times while it's still wet. That way I know it still moves.
I would spray it.
Because the paint gets in there pretty thick.
All right, so this is one of the Pyrex dishes that we found today. It's got like this cool like tan and like country blue pattern on it. It was $1. I have no idea what it's worth, but it's got a few scratches, so if it's not worth a ton, I'll probably just sell it for like $6.95.
It's definitely our style, though. The blue on there looks like ink that's been
It looks kind of like a crock, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So this will be like $6 to $8.95, and they paid $1 for it, which I thought $1 was pretty good.
So someone had a question about the hand plane. When I make tables or large flat surfaces, sometimes there will be a little gap or one board will be higher than the other. You just run this along the top, and it's got a cutting blade right here, and it'll zing that off and make it all nice and flush and flat.
How many do you have?
This is my 3rd one.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not judging you. I have 4 seltzer bottles that actually do nothing except for look cute. So I'm not going to judge you for tools that you're going to actually use.
So Caitlin said someone asked about our weekly thrifting budget. We usually, unless it's big pieces of furniture, are well under $100, usually around $60.
Today was under 50 if you don't include the market or the furniture resident.
Yeah, the market was a little more, but we were buying things we don't usually see other places. So.
Well, the seltzer bottles alone were over $100 for the 4 of them.
Yes.
But I justified it because I'm going to sell my other ones. So really, I didn't pay anything because once those sell, it'll be just even across the board. It's more like rotation. You know, I'm not really going to make any money, but I'm just rotating stuff in and rotating stuff out. What else did we get at the market that was kind of spending?
Nothing else.
Oh, the birdcage and the plane.
Yeah, the birdcage.
That was another 100.
Yep. So we spent a little bit of money at the market, but
that's like going to the
stuff.
Mall for us, though. Like some people go to the mall, we go to vintage markets. That's our jam. So.
All right, this is thrift store. This was $1.50.
It's heavy.
It's pretty thick. It's usually we get them in there like real thin, almost like tin. And this one, it's got some fun patina. You know, it's not perfect condition. It was $1.50. We'll probably sell it for around 10.
Probably 10 or 12, yeah. And we have a whole display of tarnished silver. It sells really well. People know we carry it, and so if they need a particular piece, is it stamped at all? I don't think it is.
I haven't seen a stamp
probably
on
just
it.
Silver plated. But we keep a lot of tarnished metal because people know we have it. So when they need a particular serving piece, they come and look at what we have in stock.
All right. So,
Odelia, we're live.
she's bringing me business cards so I can show them.
She's disciplining us while we're live.
We have business cards. They're all in the spaces. So this is how the Rams are going to work.
Ta-da!
Oh, there we go. Bam.
Oh, nothing says farmhouse like a sheep with your business cards. That's worth $14 right there.
We were excited.
We're kind of dirty. All right, next.
So this here was $1, and
No, it was 50 cents. It says $1, but
oh, there's
was
2
50
stickers. When in doubt, go with the lowest price sticker.
One, I don't know where the other sticker was from, but it was 50 cents, and it's like ceramic, right?
Sure.
Yeah, because look at the underside. It's ceramic.
It feels like clay, but
Well, I don't know what it is. It was 50 cents. That's what it is.
but it's gonna be cool. Someone's already painted it. We'll
So
probably
what's
freshen it up.
Well, I was thinking paint apothecary, and then just
Oh, there
let
you
the
go.
stress back to the base coat. I'm gonna magic eraser off all the scuffs because I think they painted it and then they never bothered to seal it. So I'll get all the scuffs off, then I'll paint it apothecary, wet distress it, and then I will seal it.
These are one of our favorite things to find. This was $3.
I'll sell it for
And
like $12.95 probably.
yeah, but they usually sell pretty quickly.
Yeah, especially if they're unique. That one has a really fun base and a scalloped edge and kind of a unique dome. It's not really your standard cake plate.
Yeah, it's not tall and it's not like super round. It's kind of ovally.
So that needs nothing but although I'm telling you, getting the tape off the top of these is not fun. We have to soak them.
All right, $2 mirror offering this week. It's actually resin, plastic, so we might paint that because we like to paint plastic things because we get asked that question a lot. Does the DIY paint or even the Sweet Pickins
I wouldn't
paint?
paint plastic furniture, but decor, it's not like somebody's going to sit there and scrub it or scratch it all off. And once that clay paint dries, it's on there pretty good.
Yeah, we don't typically repaint like yard type furniture, which is often plastic, so.
But for decor, for sure. And it's like a wall, it's like a mirror and a sconce in one. It's a twofer. That's what we like to call those. And it was also $2, which also makes it a twofer. And it'll be about $12.95 to $14.95 painted. And it already has hanging hardware, which is a bonus.
So found 3 of these in the wood section. These are just finials. We're thinking make something really tall and big out of
Show
these.
what your idea was.
I was gonna just cut them down and make like a weird shaped candlestick. And Jamie doesn't like the bulbous shape of it. So I cut one down just to see.
Glass.
I'm gonna paint it up here in a minute and see how we like it.
Okay.
It does look like a wine
Everybody's
glass
gonna
like
say
that.
they love it because you're a fan favorite. But I'm just saying my personal opinion is that I don't like it. They were $1 each. And if we don't wind up using them in that manner, then we'll probably wind up using them like the top of something. We'll just save them and paint them when we need a big chunky finial.
It's not spending, it's rotation. Exactly, we're just rotating through.
That's when you're a blogger and a reseller, you don't really ever have, once you pay for home decor, you never have to pay for it again because you just rotate stuff out and rotate stuff in. And a lot of times I repaint it and I definitely sell it for more than I paid for it. So we're ahead.
Pam says she doesn't like how that's cut down. Don't worry, we're gonna put some on some bigger kind of pedestal type things. And,
yeah, we're thinking about
like
taking and having Zeb turn some stuff.
Yeah.
And then like almost like a porch post and putting it on top and then making big trays, like a tiered tray like that. Like, you know. All right. I don't know how you feel about these ones. These are mini Pyrex. They're actual Pyrex.
They're tiny. I feel like that if it's microwave safe, it's perfect for your little lunch snack.
I feel like it's perfect for those, you know, the cake in a mug.
Oh,
you can make cake in a Pyrex. I bet you could make those lava cakes in there.
But we found 4 of them. They were $1 each.
This one has some crud on it. Hopefully I can get them off. But they're little baby Pyrex, no chips, and they all have lids. So I had to, of course, buy all 4 of them. $1 each. I'll probably sell the set for $12.95.
Did you show them this plate yet?
Nope.
It's like a fun. Well, they're chipped now.
No, they're not chipped. I didn't drop it.
It's okay. They're fine. It's just the lid's clanking. But maybe carry 2 at a time.
Well, I was trying to carry all. Maybe you should carry them.
So this was $1.50. It's got some. It's just for like.
Eggs.
Yeah, there you go. I would probably put deviled eggs in there.
I wouldn't buy it except for Easter is coming, so I think it'd be really cute to get some decorative eggs and put them in it.
Oh yeah.
You know, to kind of show people what it's for. How much was it? $1.50. So that's like a $10 item probably. If I buy eggs, then maybe a little more. Actually, I think Molly has some eggs that she thrifted, so maybe she'd share them.
Everybody's saying you are also fan favorite, and they're laughing that you said I was.
Well, I'm glad you like me too. Well, maybe you're just my favorite. That's what
Susan
it is.
says she still uses Pyrex like that.
I use Pyrex. This one is actually for me. I am obsessed with dishwasher dried Pyrex because it's distressed. I actually have a set of these Friggies about twice as big and then the perfect amount for cereal.
Yep.
If you watch my Insta stories, you'll see me eating cereal out of them. But I found this one for $1. It's pink and distressed, and it's because somebody put it in the dishwasher. So this one's mine. I'll put this in the sink.
So when we were in Hawaii, we went on a little thrifting expedition, and we found a ton of brass that was aged and had awesome.
It's almost all sold.
Awesome patina from the ocean air and things like that, but it's gone. Like that stuff's gone. So we got some more. We found these.
We don't have salty air in Utah. We have salty roads.
Yeah, salty roads. We'll go set them by the roadside and maybe they'll get awesome.
They have some good patina. But yeah, all of our brass except for one candlestick, I think, has sold. Maybe 2.
Yeah, these were...
We had a ton last time, like a few weeks ago.
These were $1 a piece. They're usually around the 6, 7 each mark.
I think this size I sell for $3 or $4.95 each.
Oh, really? That cheap?
Just clean them, but I mean, it's still a good profit when you only pay $1 for them. I don't paint them, I just wash them.
All right, so this was a candlestick. We almost didn't get this one. It's just tin. It's really light,
Somebody
actually.
tried to paint it before?
It looks like they tried to glaze it or something.
I don't
It's
know.
up here
or
too.
Sharpie marker.
Maybe it was black and someone stripped it. Use some paint stripper. But we like it. It's fun, very functional. And even though usually we like to buy them in sets when they're not wood, but I think this one will be cool just on its own somewhere.
Yeah, I probably won't, like, I don't mind the look. I'll just clean it and throw it in the shop. Maybe try to scrub off some of that black.
How much was that one?
$1.50. If I can't get the black off, I'll probably paint it because it's a little bit weird.
This is the 50-cent offering today.
You
Fun
found that
little one. It's just a little guy. But these, we usually put them in the shop and they're gone within the week, so.
Yeah, painted, that's like $6.95.
Yep.
And I have sold, I don't know, like a dozen of them in the last year.
All right, Sally's sharing to try to get us to 100,000. She knows one person that just subscribed.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, so this basket was...
This was $2 for this basket. We always like them when they have these wire wrap handles. They're just kind of fun. And this has like a chicken wire thing going on already on the bottom.
$12.95. We'll just wash it and put it in the shop. You know what's fun when I wash these? It's like a bubble wand. And you can blow and the Dawn will make bubbles. Don't ask me how I know. But yeah, these are great. We sell a ton of these. And some of them we have to paint, but this one's already cream. And I don't know if it's originally cream or somebody's painted it cream, but I'll take it.
Pearl Castillo, we will be in Anthem, Arizona is where we're, well, it's New River, but right there on the border of Anthem and New River.
On the 16th, Caitlin, if you can drop, if you're watching, will you drop the link to the event page and the address? It's on the 16th of March from 2 to 6. We'll be at the grand opening of Plant Bar AZ, which is my nephew and his wife's shop. They'll have succulents. He's a horticulturist, and that's what he does is like put arrangements together. I don't know if they have the nursery up and going by then, but it will also eventually be a nursery. There's going to be classes and fun things at the store, and not during the grand opening, but eventually. And we are going to be there meeting, greeting, setting up, and we'll not only have our paint there, but we are going for an entire week ahead of time to help set up, go junking. So if you're looking for some of our flips, we're going to have furniture and smalls at the shop.
Yep, and we're going to be bringing, I was reading comments, I didn't hear if you
We're
said.
bringing in the farm table that we're building.
Yeah, we're bringing the farm table, but we're also going to have a bunch of our corbels and things there.
If you get them made.
I'll get them made.
Hashtag disclaimer if Zeb gets it done.
I'll get them made. That way you don't have to pay for shipping if you're local down there. You can just grab them.
It'll be fun. So we're super excited about that. And then mark your calendars in April. I think it's the 23rd and then 24th is a Friday, Saturday. Friday I'll be having a class in Fallbrook with Mara. We're going to do a combined class. And then Saturday I'm going to be at Debbie's shop for DIY paint. And Debbie and I are going to do a class. She's going to be my assistant, and we're going to do a fun blended paint piece and show you how to crackle DIY paint. So mark your calendar if you're from California, and mark your calendar if you're from Arizona. And if you don't remember this or you need more information, you can always email customercare@jamirayvintage.com, and Caitlin will give you any information. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Any information you need. I just need to stop talking. Go ahead.
You've been going. I was reading comments, and you were just telling people about all the things.
I'm going to be in timeout.
So we've got this little milk stool. It's a little wobbly. I might just pull these out. The dowels will twist in there. So it looks like I can just unscrew them. Oh, I may not glue them. So they're threaded on this one. I'll just tighten the threads up and that'll be awesome. It's currently spray painted in like a hammered gold is what it looks like.
It's drippy, so it's gonna get.
We're gonna sand the drips off and oop, that's not good.
Tell them where we found it.
This was at $5 at DI. At the
we're
thrift
at
store.
DI.
I don't even know where.
The return basket.
Oh yeah, it was in the return basket at the front.
They always have a basket up front where you put stuff that you don't know what to do with it. And so I would like if people buy stuff and then they think they're gonna check out with it and then they decide they don't want it, then they just put it in this basket. So I always check it, and there's always something good in the return basket. I love milking stools. This is totally worth painted, about $25 all day long. So this was a good find. And they're cute to stack stuff on in the store because you can put something underneath them and on top.
What color are you thinking on the stool? They want to know.
Apothecary.
She doesn't veer away from that.
I was actually thinking white swan, but with a numbered stencil on it, because a number on this stool would be super cute. Some sort of stencil. Although we do have our new spring stencils coming out next week, so maybe it'll get a new JRV stencil.
So Jami has a new, it's not really a new initiative, but we did a ton of blended finishes and fun paint jobs and tried a lot of different techniques on the channel last year. And we sold it fine in the shop. It's been selling great.
Except for the things I had to repaint.
A couple things we had to repaint, but that could happen anyway. But we have decided this year that most of the things we're going to do are like chippy finishes, paint jobs that we love. So if you love white and you love apothecary and blue tones, it's going to be your time. 2019
is the year of the farmhouse chippy, and I'm only painting stuff the way I would actually put it in my own house. Yeah. That's the way I'm going to describe that, because I love the blended paint finishes. They're fun, and there's bohemian style that it totally goes with, but I'm trying to keep things cohesive so that way when I put it in my retail space, it all blends. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm thinking a new stencil will be good on this. If you guys have not already joined our email newsletter, you should, because as soon as, I think I'll get my stencil proofs on Monday, and as soon as I use them and approve them, then we'll get pictures up on the website. So hopefully by Wednesday, we'll have the new spring line. It's got some florals and some farm animals. It's gonna be really cute. We have 6 new stencils coming out.
We should put a cow on that stool. Someone said to put a cow on it.
I didn't make a cow.
Well, we have the cow stamp.
Oh yeah, but I made a sheep. Oh, because it's a milking stool. Yeah. I have a sheep stencil.
You could also put a goat on there.
A chicken stencil, and what's the other one? Oh, and a bunny stencil because, you know, spring. Okay, basket.
All right, basket time. This was a fun one. It's really nice and deep. I mean, this is big enough you could probably throw one of those cool knitted blankets next to the couch in it.
Yeah, it's definitely big enough for like a throw. It's got a few pieces of wicker that are kind of coming apart, and it's a little bit broken, which I don't mind, but I will cut off any loose parts or glue them down.
It was only $1, so we're not going to lose any sleep over it.
I could paint it if I wanted to, but I actually don't hate the natural color, and I like to have some natural wood in my space to break up the painted pieces. So it'll sell for about $12.95, maybe $13.95 because it's kind of big. And it'll get left just the way it is. It'll just get a bath. And sometimes bath really does mean it goes in the tub and I hose it down.
So Sherry Sparks asked a good question. The newsletter, how do I sign up for the newsletter? That is actually done through our website. We have a sign up there on the website. It pops up as soon as you log in and says, hey, sign up for the newsletter. And that's probably the best way to find out about sales, things we have going on. It's almost like a blog that we email out. And we let people know what we did that week and what's coming up.
Links. It's free, and when you first join, you'll save 10% off our website that works on everything but DIY paint. So just go to jamirayvintage.com. It'll pop up and say subscribe to our newsletter. Just put your email in and you'll be subscribed. Make sure that it's not going to your junk file. If you have any problems, you can email Caitlin at customercare@jamirayvintage.com, and she will.
Caitlin just dropped a link because it's also on Facebook, so you can sign up for the newsletter through Facebook as well.
And that is why we keep Caitlin around. She's pretty amazing.
Someone's saying that basket would be nice and tall if you filled the whole thing up with rolling pins. That could be cool.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it would be a good one. Okay, so this was, what? How much was this one? Was this $1?
I don't know. It was the
there's
$2 on this one, but it's already gray.
I know. It's got a great weathered finish. So that'll be another $12.95, and it's just going to get a bath. So I like it when I just have to bathe. You know, I'll just throw it in the tub with Jack. Like bathe Jack, wash the baskets.
Let's not combine.
I'm just kidding. That's just joking.
The stuff with the basket.
And then
this is the last thing.
I sold 2 meat grinders last week, and look what I found. Oh, I don't know. I think this was $3, and they sell for like $6.95, $7.95. So you know, I'm not putting the kids through college on it, but
it's fun. So when we were in Tennessee, someone had like farmhouse open shelving where it's just like a shelf with a corbel on it, and all the glass and the pots and pans are out where you can see them.
You're talking about the house we stayed in?
Yeah, the house we stayed at had that in the kitchen, and one of these was clamped to the end of the shelf, just sitting there, and it looked really cool.
And
about
they put
this
some cotton
patina.
or flowers in it. Actually, they made it like a little flower.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, so it's definitely farmhouse. People might want to grind meat with it. I don't know.
Yeah, if you clean this up, it still works. It's got the grinder in it.
Maybe you could restore it.
I'm gonna pass. It's not in that bad a shape. I like to get them worse off than this.
Yeah, just needs to soak. So what are you painting tonight, Zebra?
So I am going to paint this candlestick I cut down that no one is loving. It's okay. It's okay.
Somebody might have loved it. I mean, it just...
I may have missed the comment if you loved it.
I didn't love it. I'm gonna paint this chalice and maybe that mirror. I don't know. Is this mirror unscrewed?
Teresa Radford.
No, stapled it.
That's awesome that you've ordered DIY paint from us 3 times. Unfortunately, it's against DIY paint company policy to do any online sales or discounts. So we can't do any sales on the DIY paint. We'd lose our, we wouldn't be able to sell it. So that is why you don't get discounts on the DIY. If you're local, we sometimes run sales in our shop.
Every 6 months.
But that's the only way to find it on sale, is local.
Right, so this is already like stapled in on the back, this mirror, but I'm going to paint the outside, and then when I'm all done, I'll take a razor blade and clean up the paint that gets on this. I'm going to be using the little Frenchie. Oh, I need some of that white paint. Is that vintage linen or white swan? We have Golden Ticket in stock. I don't know if Caitlin put that in the newsletter or not, but if you've been waiting for that, Golden Ticket is now in stock, and our little C stencil brushes have been out of stock for a little bit. Those are back in stock too, so I want to let you guys know that. Can I have some paint?
Do you want
this is my favorite sweater.
This is vintage linen.
It's fine.
That we're doing, which is kind of like a cool white.
It's gray white, actually. Yeah. It's my second favorite white next to White Swan. Odelia, did you need to say something?
No, I'm just...
I was
also asking...
Odelia's walking by getting a blankie.
Oh, okay. I like the Paint Pixie little Frenchie or the big regular Frenchie for detailed pieces like this, because it gets in all the nooks and crannies.
Can you guys see what we're painting? Oh yeah, they can see.
I haven't been paying attention to comments, so if you haven't been responded to your comments...
There's been more comments than I can keep up with tonight, which is awesome. We appreciate that. And I always go back through and read them. So even if you think I'm not going to see it, I still will look. And if we get real fun ones, I show Jamie. Jamie takes care of the Facebook and Instagram comments, so she sees all of those. If you're not following us, yeah, she sees most of the YouTube. YouTube's weird though. Like, they don't show us all the comments, so we actually have to open up the video and read them all. So we'll get to them and read them. And if you have questions that we don't get answered or you don't hear back from us, you can always email us at customer care, or you can PM us on Facebook too. That is also a good way. We see the PMs. Jamie and I both see the PMs on Facebook, and Caitlin too. Although if the question is what color should I paint this, I'm going to tell you White Swan or Apothecary or possibly pink. And sometimes navy, depending on the time of year. Or gray. Because that's what I paint everything. Those are my jams. Those are the go-tos. And what I paint them doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, it's just what's best for this piece. I just like to keep things, those pretty much look good on everything. I just like to keep stuff rotated in the shop and not always have everything the same. So it depends on what's sold. So if you're really into farmhouse decor, shades of white on white on white with wood tones is what's going on there right now. That's why we just did the dresser this week where we stained it with Real Stain number 2. Because we're trying to do more natural wood tones in our space, because a lot of farmhouse decorators are going away from all painted. Now they still have a ton of white stuff in their decor, but they're mixing in natural wood tones. Greens sell. I painted some things in Merm Emerald. That's a fairy chalk mother color. I painted them and they've actually done really well in the shop. So Everybody's saying that Apothecary and White Swan are favorites, so
They
it's
go
fine.
well. Skeleton Key is another favorite of mine that I haven't used in a long time. It's a darker gray, and I do love myself some Farm Fresh. Farm Fresh is in the Apothecary kind of family. It's just a deeper, darker color. I love it with white wax, especially on anything with like detail or whatever. Sometimes it just depends on what I have open.
Conde Kaiser, we have done mantle clocks, and they turn out really well, and they sell well here too. We
Except
love
for the
them.
one that we painted in Hay Sailor.
The last one that we painted, like a bright blue color, is just chilling out. But if we painted one white, and I think we painted one, was it green?
I
Maybe
painted
the
one
clock
Farm
was
Fresh.
green. Yeah, Farm
Painted
Fresh.
Farm Fresh, and it sold.
Those went quick.
So if you guys are wondering, if you're just tuning in, I'm painting this mirror, but it is like a resin plastic material, and the DIY paint will work great for it. It'd actually be better if I sprayed it because it'd be faster, but you know, you can't spray when you're live. So I'm gonna brush this, at least the first coat.
Esther Lima, we do wash our brushes. These are natural bristles, and we use a charcoal soap. We sell it on our website, jamirayvintage.com. It conditions them, and it gets them really clean.
Yeah, it's made by the brush manufacturer, so it's recommended to use those. I use warm water, and sometimes we'll use a scrub brush. If our brushes get really out of shape, sometimes we'll soak them overnight in Dawn, and that helps. Like if you've left paint on them, sometimes that will help bring them back to life.
So Terry said the desk needs to just be cleaned up. So what we're probably going to do, I don't even know if we'll sand it. It's a pretty dry on that desk.
I'm not going to sand it because you're going to sand all those cracks.
No, so what we're going to do is we are going to give it a good scrub down, and then we might use Sweet Pickin's dark oil wax or just clear wax to bring the clear oil wax to kind of bring back the wood tones and brighten it up. And if we use the dark oil wax, it'll give it a nice uniform look, and you won't notice all the damage that's on it as much either. It'll just kind of even everything out.
I think that Zeb's about done like stripping and sanding.
Oh yeah, that might be a one-time thing. I mean, I've done some wood stripping before, but I've never done an entire piece like that. Usually just the tops of things.
I love the way it turned out. It's amazing. It's like real stain number 2 is the perfect like gray age stain.
Yeah, that dresser we just did, part 1 and 2 are up. If you haven't caught those, they're the last 2 videos we just did, so you can check them out. But that was like, let's show people how to do this, and we're never going to do it again.
Well, because we get asked about it a lot, and a lot of people do love doing it, so we just thought, you know, we're going to do a video on it so that way people know. And we also get asked about the real stain a lot, so we wanted to do a video kind of dedicated to that.
All right, so mine is pretty much done. It'll need another coat. I can't decide if I like it this way or this way. You know, whatever you want. We'll let the end user decide. We'll probably throw it in the shop for like $5 and it'll be a fun wood piece. I don't know if I can even call it a candlestick.
I tried to tell you when we were out.
You could put a candle on it. I just wanted to cut it down and look, you know, I gotta try things out.
All right, get a magic eraser, that needs help. On this one.
Oh, some of you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, some people's birds have turned to yellow because we hit the 2-month mark on the channel membership.
So this is the 3rd color then.
Yep, this is 3rd color. You start out green, then your bird will turn purple the longer you've been a member, a channel member. And then I think we got yellow, and then I think the the next jump is a 6-month mark. Maybe it's not, I can't remember, but it's like our Jami Ray Vintage blue-green color in our logo, and then there's a silver bird and a gold bird.
So how many members do we have now? How many channel members do we have?
We are just about to hit 500 channel members.
Awesome. That puts us halfway to hiring a video editor, which is a goal of ours for 2019, is hiring somebody to edit the videos so we have more time. Yep. Oh, do you want to talk about the new style of video idea I came up with and ask them what they think?
So just to run it by you guys, because we always, you know, we want to see, we have an idea of what we want to do, but we also like to hear back from our community. I don't want to just be putting videos out there that people aren't going to love. So we're thinking for our Friday videos of just recording all week long, like just us doing stuff, out shopping, running the kids around, like our daily stuff.
Yeah, well, behind the scenes type stuff, like what it's really like.
To be a stay-at-home, working from home,
5
blogger,
kids, blogger, and also like some of the, I think that if we do it, you'll get a lot of tips and tricks behind the scenes stuff. And so Friday will be a compilation of the week before.
Yeah, we're gonna get a new camera, and it'll just be for that. That way, the footage is all in one place, and we can just edit it quickly and easily. So we're thinking of doing that. It'll still have like some DIY stuff in it, most likely, because that's our life. That's what we do. But most likely, it'll be
some business stuff too.
You're gonna see us running around and doing all the
shipping packages, going to the post office, like all the things that goes behind the scenes in the business, decorating. Some projects that maybe be like that are duplicating what we've already done, so we're not making a new video on it. Because here's the problem with making 5 videos a week. If it's not something for a video, it doesn't get done. Like I've had a chair in the basement that needed to be deconstructed, and we haven't done it because we already did a video on that, so we can't do another one. So I just thought it would be a good thing. Plus, it would allow us to share a little bit more. So the way our schedule would be is Monday's a DIY, Tuesday is our day off, Wednesday is our live video, our daytime live, Thursday DIY, Friday is going to be the whole previous week compilation, and then of course Saturday our thrift store hauls and live videos. So that's what we're kind of thinking. So
we got a new member.
Yay!
Christina Grace, welcome. Thank you. That's awesome. And then we also got a super chat from Janet Perez. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We totally appreciate that.
I'm going with second coat. I'm not gonna wait for it to get all the way dry. It's kind of taggy.
Second coating it? Well,
yeah, I'm gonna do.
Well, let's talk about. Okay, so DIY paint is water soluble, and we did a video a couple weeks ago all about the basics of DIY paint. But when you're doing DIY paint and you're putting that second coat on, you're going to reactivate that first coat. So you do not want to overwork the paint, like push really hard and go over a place over and over again. Same thing when you're putting the sealer on. You want to brush lightly on that first coat. Don't push too hard and don't overwork it, because it's just like a wet rag, right? Like the paint's wet, the sealer's wet, just like a wet rag, and then you put it on the paint, it gets it wet, and then if you push really hard, it's going to wet distress, it's going to take the paint off. So a light hand works really good with this paint. And when you do your first coat of sealer, just use a light hand. Once you've got that first coat on there, if you've got good coverage, you don't have to be as soft with the second coat because the paint's already sealed. Especially like you need to be soft if something's super shiny, because it doesn't have a lot of tooth for the paint to stick to. And once the paint is cured, you're fine. But when you're second coating it or top coating it, that paint isn't cured completely. So just be soft. It's something I haven't really thought about a lot because I'm usually quick painting and soft, so I don't overwork it. I usually don't brush too hard, but I know some people have been having problems.
So someone asked about the charcoal paint. Does it clean the paint out like old paint? We found the best way to do that is to soak it.
We have a video on brush care.
The charcoal paint will help loosen that up and get it out, but the best way we do it is we soak them in Downy overnight, and then usually the next day everything just comes on out and it really softens the bristles up on your brush. We got a new member, another one, Jody Lou 2.
Yay! Thank you. I was gonna say something and I can't remember. Oh, I was also gonna say while I'm painting, a good rule of thumb, because we get a lot of questions like I can't find this video. If you just go to YouTube and you type Jami Ray Vintage, and then whatever it is you're looking for, dining table, brush care, whatever, blended paint finish, whatever, and you just type in, first put in Jami Ray Vintage and then what you're looking for, the videos should pop up, because when people ask me, that's all I do, is I go like, I go Google it, or I go on YouTube and search for it, and usually it's fine, but sometimes I'm busy and I can't get to it right away. So if you're looking for something, if you just search for it either on Google or go directly to YouTube, type in Jami Ray Vintage and what the video is about, it'll usually pop up.
Oh, Les, you caught our cold. That's a bummer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lots of rest. That was what worked.
Zeb, are you still feeling sick, sweetie?
Yeah, I haven't been feeling good. I actually fell asleep in the movie theater today we took the boys and the two girls to the new Lego movie, and I fell asleep in there.
Admittedly, the movie was a little bit boring. What do you need? I don't need my phone. All right.
But yeah, I even came home after the movie and slept for about another hour before we went live.
Yeah, I fed all the kids dinner, microwave oatmeal. I made pancake breakfast this morning, so I felt like I did my part today. Odelia made him Nutella for lunch, so for dinner we had microwave oatmeal. I felt like that was good. I was gonna say something, I can't remember. Oh, if you want to see a picture of Zeb sleeping in the movie theater, If you go on Instagram on Jami Ray Vintage, it's in my stories. It's pretty funny. It's a picture. He's like.
If you ever want to see me doing anything awkward, that's where you'll find it. Because Jamie will take a picture of it and put it on the Instagram stories.
Yeah, you should definitely follow us on Instagram for sure. That's where you're gonna get all the behind the scenes weird photos and whatnot. Or a picture of you standing next to the bird cage. It really shows how big it actually is. All right, this has more
Vintage
detail in
Sin
it.
saw the picture.
She commented on it, so that's how I know that. This has so much detail. Like, you think you got it all, and then you're like, oh, I missed that spot. That's why this is a good candidate for spraying with a spray gun.
Les, our cold, Jamie, I would say that we're about 2 weeks out, and it was still lingering like yesterday a little. So
yeah, this day's the first day I feel like my nose isn't full of snot. Not that you guys want to know that, but it's the truth. All right, did you paint? You didn't paint this one yet.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to. I'm reading comments.
All right, so this is what one coat. It's a little bit splotchy because it's plastic, but this is what one coat of DIY paint looks like on plastic.
Christina Crace.
Oh, look, we got another super chat from Sally.
Thank you, Sally. Christina Crace says, I am painting my ceiling and wanting to use DIY White Swan. Can I use it over primer to get better coverage? You can. It will stick.
Painting her ceiling?
Yep.
I guess you could. People usually use flat paint on their ceiling.
It's a flat paint, but yeah, you can definitely use a primer up underneath and just go over the top of that.
Oh, here. I'm just getting all the scuffs off of this. I don't know what the heck. Magic erasers I use a lot. I don't know if you guys use them, but when I'm cleaning stuff up, especially with thrift store finds, sometimes it just needs a good magic eraser.
Dion Woods, how do I join your team membership group? So if you're on an iPhone device, Dion Woods is the turquoise iris, if you guys don't know. She's awesome.
She has a YouTube channel, so be sure to follow her. And she's my friend.
She's like the paint blending queen.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any paint blending videos from Jami Ray Vintage if there was no Dion Woods,
So to join the group, there is a link in every video description since January. Right there in the description on the top, or there's a join button by where the subscribe button used to be if you're subscribed to our channel.
You can't do that from an iPad though. The join button isn't on an iPad.
Yep, or iPhone. So it only works on Android devices and computers, which is why the link is in the video.
Yeah, the link's in every video.
Oh, Caitlin linked it.
Thanks, Caitlin's the bomb. She's gonna throw it up there. I was gonna say something else about Dion. Oh, also she has her cute little Miss Iris on Saturday. So if you have any grandkids or children that love to paint, Jack likes watching her and her cute little Miss Iris puppet.
So Jamie's going apothecary on this. Ooh, you still got a sticker on here. Don't paint it with the sticker on there. The reason being, we like the two-tone stuff. So if it's white, we'll paint it with apothecary. If it's like a blue or darker color, we'll hit it with the white swan.
Well, because then when I wet distress it, the white will show. So really you could do any color. I just like to have contrast. This is really porous, so I want to show you guys. Do you see how well that's covering? So when you paint something that's very dry wood or it's porous, you're going to get almost one coat coverage. When you paint something that's plastic or shiny, like that was really shiny, you can show them on those how shiny they are. When you paint plastic or something super shiny, you're going to get kind of a streaky finish. That's because it doesn't have much to grip to. So sometimes people will say, well, I didn't get good coverage in my first coat. It really depends on what you're painting. So if you want better coverage, if you do sand stuff and give it more tooth, you will get better coverage from your first coat that way. I just usually don't sand because I'm lazy. All right,
guys, so the farm table build is coming up. I have to build it next week because we're leaving for Arizona next Sunday, a week from Sunday.
I need y'all to pray for me because on Friday, I'm going with 150 teenage boys and girls ages 15 to 18 for an overnight. And then Saturday, I get to pack up, and Sunday we leave for Arizona. I think it'll be fun. It's an overnight retreat, but man, that's a lot of kids and a lot of teenage boys and girls.
So I'm going to kind of show you. I don't know if you can see it well. I did a little sketch. It's going to be 8 feet long. I like to do the farm tables a little narrower, about 32 inches wide. And then we're going to do, I've made a new Patrick corbel that's going to be smaller to fit on tables.
It's from Mini Patrick. Patrick.
And it's going to be much cheaper to buy too. So if you guys want to replicate this, I'm going to walk you through it. We decided we're going to do 2 videos, and we're going to do a walkthrough on the build, and then we're going to have a video all on the finish.
You know what we should call it?
What?
We should call it the Oliver.
The Oliver.
So Patrick is my best friend's husband, and he wanted a Corbel. He wanted a Corbel named after him, so we named the Patricks. But Oliver is his little boy and looks just like him, but he's a smaller version. So we'll name the new Corbels, instead of little Patricks, we'll just name them the Olivers.
That's a good idea. So we're going to go with a straight leg on here to go with the Corbel. And the reason we're doing that is so that if you guys are following along or want to replicate, I'm going to have a full cost breakdown. Right now, I've already bought some wood supplies and things. We're probably right around $80 on the wood, the lumber to build it.
And it's just like Home Depot grade wood.
Yep.
Which may or may not crack or warp over time. So you need to consider that when you're building a table, that if you want to buy higher end wood, it's going to cost more.
So here's the thing about lumber from Home Depot, and I'll go over it in the video so that's all inclusive. I'm pretty picky. They don't like it when you cull their lumber, but I do it anyway when I'm building tables. Which
Deb will pull the whole pile up.
I will pull. Yeah, I'll pull their whole pallet apart, finding a good piece of wood.
You're not the only one.
I look for tighter wood grain, because the more rings of it on the in the wood grain that you have, the stronger your board's going to be. And when I buy at Home Depot, their lumber's as good as anybody else's out there, but they use swamp coolers in their building, and they have those big open bay doors. So a lot of times their lumber is affected by humidity, and it will shrink or do like some warping and things when you bring it home. So you may build your table and then you get like this weird warp in your table. So what I like to do is I like to bring it home and let it sit for a couple of weeks and dry out in the garage before I start building with it. And usually I have no issues if I do that. If I just build right away, especially in the summertime when they're running those swamp coolers, there's too much moisture in the wood. You need to let it dry out.
Well, if you're from a dry state.
Well, yeah, we're second driest state in the nation here in Utah. A lot of people don't know that, but it's dry here. So when our lumber comes from the West Coast up in like Washington area.
It comes from Idaho.
And Idaho. I mean, yeah, they get a little more rain up there too. But it's going to be wetter. Even though it's kiln dried, your lumber, that doesn't mean your lumber's dry. That just means it's going to be bug free.
Yeah,
so,
bug free is good. We'll tell you a story about that later.
Later, not tonight.
Not tonight. All right, so you guys can see this is painted now. I'm going to give you a little peekaboo at what the wet distress will be like.
Oh, Sally, she didn't think we got enough, so she hit us up with some more on a super chat. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Is she trying to get a Sally Corbel?
Is she trying to get a Corbel named after her? I don't know. Maybe.
Trying to get the Sally? Why would Patrick want the... Oh, Patrick gave us an idea for something. That's why he wanted the Corbels named after him.
Yeah.
So this is still pretty wet because I just painted it, but I'm just going to show
here,
you.
let me bring them in close.
Okay,
and then we'll probably take off for the night.
A little wet distress here, show you why we paint Steph Apothecary over the top of the white color.
I feel like that's soaked in, like that wasn't sealed, so it's soaked in.
Yeah, so it kind of, so it's not completely,
shade.
Yeah, but that's all right. See how pretty that is? So I'm going to go ahead and go over this whole piece, and you can wet distress if you're not like super particular. You can wet distress when it's just barely been painted. I mean, it works. And then kind of go over the scalloped edges and pull it off there. Can you guys see that? So that'll give you an idea. So that's one of the things we like to keep in mind. If something's already white, then we like to go dark. And if something's dark, then we'll do like a white. So that way the distressing pops. If you don't have enough contrast, then when you distress, you really don't notice it. Little pro tip to save your time. Work with the piece as opposed to working against it, and you'll save a lot of time. All right, friends.
Okay. So I know I've missed a ton of comments. You guys have been busy commenting tonight. We love it. We'll go back and read them if we missed yours. Appreciate you hopping on and watching. And we covered a lot of stuff tonight. So if you didn't quite catch a date or anything, check the description below. I'm going to have the dates, descriptions, links for event pages, all that fun stuff in the description. We won't have links
yet for the California classes. I don't have those yet. But we will post the link for the event page. We would love for you to join it and share that event page for the Arizona grand opening, because maybe you don't live in Arizona, but maybe somebody you that's in your friends does, because we want as many people there as possible. We want to meet you all, and it's going to be way fun.
So Pam Clayton wants to know what the Fallbrook dates are. Those will be coming. That's in April.
The Fallbrook date, I believe, don't hold me to it, I think February 23rd. Is that a Friday?
I don't have a calendar.
Somebody look this up. It's February 20. If February 23rd is a Friday, that's it. And then the following Saturday, I will be at Debbie's shop. I'm spending the weekend at Debbie's. We're actually really excited. Not February. Did I say February?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not February. April. It's not even February anymore. Sorry. April 23rd, I believe, is a Friday. That's the class in Fallbrook. And then on the 24th, I'll be at Debbie's shop. We'll have more information coming. It's going to be way fun. And I'm sure Debbie and I will be doing a fun little collaboration video while I'm out there too.
All right, before we take off, Teresa Ortiz, I want to paint a giant upright piano my husband got for $50. Any advice or tips? We've painted a ton of those pianos, and they're amazing once they're painted. We like to spray them. It takes you literally 15 minutes to paint a whole piano.
Well,
we have a video on how we tape them off.
It takes 15 minutes to do one coat. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Tape it off really good, and you can paint them.
So look up Jami Ray Vintage. We have a video called How to Paint a Piano the Easy Way and how we tape it off. We do not gut the whole piano. We just tape everything off that we're concerned getting paint on, and you could totally brush it. You don't have to spray it, but spraying them is fast.
For sure, yeah. Spraying a piano takes about 15 minutes a coat. And then you do one coat with it closed and then one coat with it open. You make sure the keys are taped off. Make sure that the pedals are taped off. And we always use a paint that doesn't require sanding, so that way we're not sanding and getting that sanding dust all inside the piano.
Christy Atkinson, don't binge too much. Save some for tomorrow.
All right, we love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Have a
Share
good night,
so
guys.
we can get to 100,000. Woo-hoo! And we're going to do a giveaway. It'll be a good one.
A giveaway at 100K.